we finally have a combination of all the performance factors. Range, articulation, and the timpanist role. Like I said, these were in the other things, but this final example is really going to make it painfully aware. This is Myslanka's Symphony No. 4. This is going to be related to that joke I said earlier with copying the tuba part into the timpani part, and actually Myslanka has done that. So let's just have a listen first. Most of the wind parts. I'm going to concentrate on two separate sections so you can see them in context. The first is the longer fanfare-like figure dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da da. And the second one is the copy of the tuba part dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da da. Okay, if we look in the wind in the score, there's that first section on the bottom dee da da. And we look, almost everybody has that figure. It's long, drawn out. So mallet choice on this, we don't want something too articulate, something that's going to blend, be a little smoother, at the same time not too soft because we do need some articulation. This other rhythmic section down there in the timpani part is covered by all the low reeds, the foot pedals of the organ, and all the low brass. What I've done the annotated version for this because it's so complex as far as moving your feet around the drums and retuning. I've provided every time you need to make a retuning. And there's two categories of those. The first one, after we play a note and we're already playing something else, we can noodle our feet around and make a change. So for instance, we play the G, then while we're rolling on this C, we have to retune the G. This happens again in this section, a little more active. But after we play a note, when we're moving on to the next note, we have to do some retunings. Then there's these, which is what I was talking about before. In these two particular spaces, you have to retune as you're going. I'm just first going to play for you this under tempo before I play the whole thing from dee da da da, just so you can get an idea of what's going on. This is quite a bit under tempo. Those two spots highlighted in red, those were literally pedaling and playing through at the same time. Which is very hard hard to do because just like a wind player needs to articulate and move their tongue the same time they're moving their fingers, this is very similar. You need to be striking the head at the same time your feet are moving so that you don't get a click sound in between. And so from the top of this excerpt, here's how that is in context at tempo. And also because it's more rhythmic and articulate in the red zone, switching to wood, the way it's less muddy. Another spot where we have to tune while we're playing. So that's it for the excerpts. As far as the all-encompassing things that I'm trying to accomplish by this guide, I think for sure